The meeting will come to order. It is the purpose to align our infamous forces against the powers of good and defeat them, leaving us, the rulers of the world. To do this, we have gathered together the most ruthless villains on earth. The frigid, the awesome, and the humorous but sinister.
Welcome back to the Ruthless Villain Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Jaime Garcia.
I'm Louis Esoteric. What's good? We're coming back, and of course, the Ruthless Villain Podcast is positive recommendations from two very negative motherfuckers.
Hell yeah.
So we're giving y'all dope shit to check out.
I'm really negative.
Yeah, super negative.
I was making fun of this fat lady in front of us at the store a minute ago.
Yeah, and the heartbreaking thing is it was his mom. He's heartless, people. He's fucking heartless. He's talking shit about his own mother.
And he got me there. I was gonna say I was looking in a mirror and just making fun of myself, but that works.
I like the mom, right?
That worked better.
Yeah,
good job.
But yeah. So we're going to give y'all some dope recommendations. Appreciate everybody who's fucking listening. If you want to get in touch with us, hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at the Ruthless Villains Podcast. If you want to email us, go on to Instagram. The link should be on the page. If you want to give us recommendations, or if you want to give us shit just to talk about the show, or if you want shout outs, you fucking, we'll shout you out if you email us and shit. So this week we're going to be talking about a couple things. First up, I think Jaime's going to be talking about the Christopher Robin flick.
Yes, I know the movie's been out for a long time.
A while, but it's cool.
It just dropped on Netflix, and I just checked it out, and that movie tore me up emotionally. I grew up, I watched Hook, and everybody compared it to Hook. And there's some similarities, of course, but it was a really good movie. I am recommending it.
What would you call it? Like a sequel? It's not a sequel, really, right?
No, I don't.
It's like a continuation.
It's a continuation of the original book, cartoon, any kind of series you've ever seen of Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
this is Christopher Robin growing up, and then losing touch with who he is, who Christopher Robin really was.
See, I know a lot of this shit stems from Star Wars and Marvel and shit, but do you think this particular story is canon with the books, or do you think
I believe it's 100% canon with the books, because if you look at the characters, Winnie the Pooh character, Tigger, Eeyore, Rabbit, Piglet, they all look like the characters from the books, not the.
I mean, it goes with the story, but
cartoon characters.
So we're gonna say this is canon with the books. So this is pretty much a continuation of the Christopher Robin story,
right? Of
where his adulthood went, pretty much.
Right, exactly.
Okay,
this is what happened to Christopher Robin when he became an adult.
Because I don't know if they ever really discussed whether or not this was a whole Winnie the Pooh universe type of shit, but I mean, we think about it a lot because, like I said, Star Wars, Marvel, so we're is this shit all is this the Pooh-verse?
The Pooh-verse. Say that again, the Pooh-verse.
Is this the Pooh-verse or not? But yeah, I mean, so we're pretty much assuming that this shit is canon with the books, but
yeah, I mean, I guess you can make a sequel and then start doing it with the kid. Because, he introduces spoilers. If you haven't seen it, at the end, his family ends up becoming a big part of that world.
Yeah, for sure.
But the cool thing is, in the movie, it starts out as Christopher Robin, a small boy, and he's about to go to boarding school, as they call it over there in good old England. I don't know the timeline it actually takes place. I don't know if it's before World War I or after World War I.
See,
because he goes to fight in a war.
Yeah, but
I don't know if it's one or two.
The implication was him being in World War II?
Is it one? Is it two? I mean, it doesn't matter. It's during one of the wars, one of the major wars.
Oh, no, okay, yeah. Okay, Christopher Robin goes to boarding school, after which he grows up, meets and marries architect Evelyn, which is played by
Agent Carter.
I mean, her. Haley Atwell.
There you go.
But with whom he has a daughter, Madeline. He serves in the British Army during World War II. So this is
So it is
after
World War
the
II,
Third
okay.
Reich, all that bullshit.
This is during the Third Reich, right?
Yeah, but I mean after the war ends.
Oh, yeah, because then he comes back home.
Yeah,
Yes.
the
Okay.
story picks up.
Got you.
But so pretty much it's kind of the implication is he was this like this kid full of imagination, had these
Super imagination.
yeah, so the whole Winnie the Pooh and all that shit, but he has to go off to boarding school, leave all of that behind.
His father dies while he's in boarding school.
Yeah,
So
and
he
then-
becomes the man of the house.
and then gets hardened by fighting in World War II, which is a motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean,
Not even hard.
probably the toughest fucking
Right.
war, the harshest fucking war.
Well, I mean, I heard stories about World War I, where it was just like super filthy in those trenches, man. Like
Yeah,
people were
yeah,
just
for sure.
shitting in the corner and
Yeah, but
running
I
around
mean,
in their own filth and stuff like that.
as
But
far as like the personification of evil, Hitler is that motherfucker.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
he's the
I
end all
mean,
be all of
evil.
real life villains.
yeah, for sure. It's Christopher Robert going through that bullshit.
Yes.
Which I mean,
That would fuck up anybody.
yeah, it would fuck up anybody.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
considering
I mean,
him going through that and coming back home to his fucking like trying to have a normal life. Is he a banker? Or?
no, he works for a luggage company,
Oh, that's right. He works for a luggage
and
company.
he's like in charge of making sure the shit's good, basically.
Yeah, pretty much,
What is it
pretty
called?
quality control.
Quality
or-
control. There you go. Thank you.
There
Perfect.
you go. Yes, sir. But yeah. So
And he works nonstop, basically. Like he doesn't spend time with his wife and daughter.
So-
it's all about work with him now.
and it's pretty much him forgetting what's important in his life.
Right.
So Winnie the Pooh, Eeyore, Rabbit, everybody's coming back to teach him that there's more important
More to
things
life,
than
yes.
work. Like you gotta appreciate your family or the. I mean, solid. I mean,
It's a solid movie. It pulls at your heartstrings. So basically, Pooh, everybody disappears and Pooh can't find him. So he goes, the only person who can help me find everybody is Christopher Robin. Because he knows, to Winnie the Pooh and all them, Christopher Robin is the end all be all.
Yep.
So Pooh goes through the door finally that Christopher Robin always comes to the 100 Acre Woods in and crosses over and ends up in England or London, as he calls it.
So he goes on a mission to find Christopher Robin, and then,
And Christopher Robin finds him lying on a bench taking a nap.
and I think around this time he stays behind because
He was supposed to work during the weekend.
he's supposed to work a weekend, but his family was planning a trip to his family's like
Original property, yeah.
where so he has to get Pooh, go back to the property, drop him off, and then go back
Get back to work,
because
yeah.
of fucking work or whatever.
But then he ends up back at the 100 Acre Woods,
Well, no, actually, he goes back to the 100 Acre Woods
loses Pooh
for a little while, but then he jumps ship.
But he starts recapturing his youth again. He starts
For a
playing
little bit.
around for a little bit, and then he
before,
realizes he's going to be late for his job.
So he dips, but then
Yes.
all the other Pooh characters find his daughter, and then all of them and his daughter go and find
going
Christopher
to try to
Robin,
take him back his important
Yeah.
paperwork.
which is, I mean,
And then, of course, he saves the day, and everybody's happy at the end.
yeah. I mean,
But it's a great story.
Yeah, it's a fucking solid story. I mean, it was well made. Again, it's been out for a while. I saw it in theaters. You just saw it
I just saw it on
recently because
Netflix,
it was just uploaded on Netflix. But fuck, dude, such a good movie.
It's a good movie, and
It's
you
such
can
a
watch
good
it with your
movie.
kids, which is cool if you have kids. If you don't have kids, then you won't cry like I did, I guess. But it's a good movie.
Yeah, for sure.
It really is a good movie, and like I said, people compare it to Hook, but it's not Hook. And I liked Hook, so fuck you if you didn't like it. But
I would say this is probably a
Better.
better put together movie than
Right.
Hook was, because Hook was kind of flimsy.
Hook was not flimsy.
That shit was flimsy.
You know what? That's for another podcast. We'll just put that on the table over there for
Dude,
right
I'm
now.
just drunk enough to fight you over fucking Hook.
We can go bangarang.
Oh, you got fucking Tootsie playing Hook?
Wait, Tootsie. What?
Think about it.
I got it now.
I'm surprised it took you that long.
It took me a minute.
Speaking of Tootsie, that's on Netflix as well.
Is it really?
Tootsie's on Netflix as well.
I might have to watch it.
For sure, dude. It's a good movie.
Well, Dustin Hoffman's a man. Wait, he is a man. He's the man.
In the movie, he's a man, but
Uh-oh.
he is the man.
He's a man playing something else.
A woman, but he is a man.
Are you sure? I mean, in The Graduate, he was a man.
That's a different movie.
In Rain Man, he was a man.
Somewhat. Dude, have you ever... you watched The Office, right?
I do.
All right, do you remember the episode where Michael
did.
Do you remember the episode where Michael Scott jumped ship from Dunder Mifflin to start his own company?
Yes.
The Michael Scott Paper Company, and
Yes.
then Pam joins him?
Yes.
Dude, remember that last scene in The Graduate where Dustin Hoffman finds Homegirl and then they get on the bus and then they jump ship and they start off like so happy and like, yeah, we're doing it, and then like reality kind of sets into what they're happening and they like kind of die down.
Yeah.
Dude, they do the same shit in The Office where Pam joins Michael Scott and they're walking away from the office and they're like, yeah, and then like reality sets in. Dude, beautiful. Like those little subtle things in The Office that you don't catch. Like that's what I'm talking about. I was talking about binging like The Office, and you're like, "Well, I've already seen it."
Yeah, I've already seen it.
But that's the type of shit that you miss the first time around.
I've already seen it, and then I binged it, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm done. I'll never have to watch it again."
That shit stays a 24-hour cycle of Office and shit. If I don't find something new to watch,
You know, I don't know how this brought this in my mind, but you were talking about The Office, and then Shaun of the Dead popped into my head.
Oh, dude, Shaun of the Dead.
I just watched. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched the part where he's going to grab everybody, puts them in the car, takes off, and they're trying to get to the pub, and then they get in the pub, and then the gun is not a real gun, but
The
then it is a real
Winchester.
gun. The Winchester, yeah. But then that's all. I stopped watching after that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, isn't that on Netflix too?
I believe it is.
Yeah, I think it is on Netflix.
What was I watching it on? I think I was watching it on HBO or something. Ooh, that's a pretty picture.
Yeah.
That's a really big gun too.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. That might be the next thumbnail for one of these episodes.
That'll be nice. That way, no doctor will freak out.
Yeah, no dicks.
No dicks.
Oh, remember last week? We were talking about the fuck, what was it called?
I don't remember.
Love, Death, and Robots?
Yes.
Sex, Death, and Robots, one of those. I think it was Love, Death, and Robots. There's a lot of dicks in it. A lot of animated dicks in it.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Like
mad dicks.
Like big ones like in Boondocks where the guy's in the shower
proportionate.
Okay.
Proportionate dicks.
So nothing hanging down to the soap suds like what's his name?
Yeah, for sure. But
where Tom was afraid he was gonna get raped.
Yeah. that's my booty. But yeah, Christopher Robin. My bad, we got sidetracked.
Sorry.
Christopher Robin, definitely check that shit out if you haven't. If you're late to the party, like Jaime is, and I am not. It's on Netflix. God damn, we cannot recommend that shit enough. I mean, if you want to see fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi get all sappy and shit with children, watch that motherfucker.
Technically, he gets sappy in Star Wars too.
I mean, you were the one, Anakin.
You were my brother. No, I chopped your fucking legs off and your arm and something else, and
motherfucker got the high ground. All right, speaking of late to the party, I just recently watched Hereditary. You haven't seen it, right?
I have not seen it.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I know I'm mad late to this shit, but it was fucked up. Super, super fucked up. Spoilers if you haven't seen it, but I mean, before that, go watch that shit. Dude, it's creepy. It gets kind of gory. It's fucked up. It's like, it's not a bunch of fucking bullshit like jump scares or just like excess blood just for the sake of it being fucking bloody. Like, it's legit, like, well-crafted story, creepy, like, odd shit. But yeah, spoilers. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. But now I'm gonna get into this shit and I'm going fucking deep. Hereditary, which was written and directed by Ari Aster. Stars Toni Collette, Alex Wolff, Millie Shapiro, and Gabriel Byrne. It's pretty much this family that the main focus is it's a mother and father, a daughter, and a son. The grandmother recently passes away, right?
Yeah.
And apparently she has like some type of hold on the daughter. So as soon as the grandmother passes away, that kind of jumpstarts the story. The mother is an artist, I guess you can say. She makes models and replicas of certain situations in her life. So she does a replica of like her mother on her deathbed, speaking with a doctor, her home, a lot of that type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And right off the bat, the daughter, which was played by Millie Shapiro, very creepily, she's just a real awkward, like young teen girl, maybe like 13. Maybe she's not a teenager. Maybe she's a little bit younger. But she makes like this clicking sound with her mouth. She's
yeah. She's from the jungles of the Congo.
Maybe. But like there's one scene where a bird runs into the window of her classroom. She walks out, takes a pair of scissors, and cuts the bird's head off.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I like
the description they gave it on the internet. You want me to read it?
Yeah, read it.
When the matriarch, I love that word, matriarch. When the matriarch of the Graham family passes away, her daughter and grandchildren begin to unravel cryptic and increasingly terrifying secrets about their ancestry, trying to outrun the sinister fate they have inherited.
Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah.
That's nuts.
I mean, it's just vague enough to describe the movie, but
no.
At a certain point, it really turns, dude. Again, spoilers and spoilers.
That grandma looks creepy on this picture too.
Yeah, but spoilers. Trust me. Spoilers.
Is it Toni Collette playing the grandma?
No, Toni Collette is playing the mother.
Oh, is she?
So at one point, I'm gonna say it one more time, just for Jerry to fucking edit around this shit. Spoilers, motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers. At one point in the movie, Toni Collette tells the son, if you're gonna go to this party, you gotta take your sister.
That's Alex Wolff playing
Alex
the son,
Wolff
Peter
playing
Graham.
Yes. So he takes the sister. They go to a party or whatever, and he's getting high. She's kicking it, eating cake or whatever, until she starts freaking out, and it looks like she's having an allergic reaction
to the cake.
I mean, it maybe.
Okay.
But I mean, it comes later with the whole.
Oh, it tells you why.
The whole throat closing up. But I mean, I'm not gonna give away a lot of the shit in the movie, but I'll give you this little bit. Her throat starts closing up, so she goes and finds her brother, and the brother's stoned, and he's trying to rush her to a hospital. So they get in the car, they burn off, and she's like fighting to breathe. So she sticks her head out of the window, and she's trying to get her breath. The son, I forget what he sees exactly, but he sees something in the middle of the road. So he swerves out of the lane to the left, and then he comes tight to the right. As he's coming through to the right, there's a fucking power pole right in the way. So the daughter fucking, like, her head crashes into that shit and it rips her fucking head off.
Oh, shit.
So the son is just there in the middle of the road, stopped the car, gasping, trying to catch his breath. And he's just so out of it, so fucking distraught that he just drives home, parks in the fucking driveway, goes to his bedroom, and just fucking lays there.
Just crashes out.
And then he fucking, like, he's not asleep, I don't think, but all you hear in the background is Toni Collette screaming because she goes out to the fucking car and sees literally just the body of her fucking teenage daughter.
Holy
with
shit.
no head.
Oh, fuck.
And then right after Toni Collette is being like consoled by the husband, which is Gabriel Byrne, they cut to the daughter's head on the side of the road during the day, covered in ants.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Does it blink?
No, I mean it's fucking dead.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Who knows? It's one of these weird ass movies.
God damn it! No, it doesn't fucking blink.
That'd be pretty cool.
But yeah, she's fucking dead, dude. And there's ants just covered. Like after that point, like a lot of that before that is just like exposition, setting up like.
Is that the end of the movie?
No, that's the fucking maybe the first act. That ends the first act.
Oh shit!
And then after that, shit just gets fucking wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. So, I mean, I don't want to ruin it for y'all.
I don't
Definitely don't want to ruin that shit for you. But Hereditary, late to the fucking party, but it came out in 2018.
Yeah, it says drama/thriller. It's 2 hours and 7 minutes long.
It's worth it.
I might have to check that out. And I can't do shit like that, but
And granted,
I can do people's heads.
dude, I watched this shit by myself, but I watched it during the fucking day. And I still had to cleanse my palate with fucking season 1 of Broad City. Just to fucking just to get myself out of that creepy fucking mode. And it was fucking broad daylight when I was watching this fucking shit. All right, everybody. This has been a throwaway episode of the Ruthless Villains podcast. This is the drunk edition. God damn it. I have been Louis Esselcherry.
I am Jaime Garcia.
And we'll catch you on the next episode of the Ruthless Villains podcast. Peace.
Bye.